Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalika and it's that time where we're going to dive into some wholesomeness because we all need to be reminded every now and then that good people exist. So you're going to be a happier person after watching this video. He slaps your mum. What you doing? I'm not going to slap anyone's mum. I love my mum to death and she would kill me if I ever slapped a woman. A picture of me and my mum. Aww. If a random stranger walked up to you on the street and said, "I'll now do absolutely anything you tell me," what would you say? Have a great day. Accidentally played dad instead of dead when I encountered a bear and now I can ride a bike without training wheels. This random kid waits for me on the side of the road every single day so he can race my car. I let him win until he gets too tired after about 3 minutes. This is now our little tradition. It's the highlight of my day, every day. How did these types of things start? When the professor is passionate about teaching and you genuinely understand and enjoy the class. This is absolutely true for me. I used to be terrible at math. Well, I used to, but I'm still terrible at math. But one day in school we had a substitute teacher come in who clearly loved teaching maths, and in that 1 hour lesson everything for me mathematically seemed to click and I could just do it. It was like magic, and then after a week or so she left and I went back to not understanding my teacher's way of explaining things. Sat next to a young guy on a flight to Chicago who was using the most broken and busted old iPhone I've ever seen. I asked if I could send him my old iPhone X and he looked at me like I was crazy. But I'm a man of my word. Merry Christmas, boss. Tell me your deepest desires. I wanna support my family by doing what I love while making a positive impact on the world. I have a friend who got his dream job training as an aircraft engineer, and occasionally he messages me just to tell me about all the different types of planes he saw that day. Most of the time I have no idea what any of it means, but it's so wholesome and I'm so glad he's happy. That's a good friend right there. I went to lunch with friends and saw my husband at the restaurant. I was gonna say his name, but he was staring at his phone, so I watched him. He was smiling. He typed. Then I felt my phone ding, and it was a video he forwarded of a dog wrestling a water hose. This is love. Getting a message from your favourite human saying, "You're awesome," without even asking for it, like, One person in particular springs to mind. You know who you are and you're awesome. 400 students wave final surprise goodbye to grandmother who waved them off to school for years. Hundreds of students in Comox, BC have waved to Tinny Davidson on their way to school over the past 12 years. She lives in a white rancher on Guthrie Road near Highland Secondary School. Every morning she sat in the chair by her front window and waved to teenagers heading to class. Soon Davidson wouldn't be in her window when students go to school. At 88, she's moving to an assisted living home. More than 400 students walked to Davidson's house together to give one more wave goodbye on Thursday. They crammed together on her front lawn with bouquets of flowers and handmade signs. Davidson clapped her hands when she opened her door and saw a standing room only on the grass. "Oh, lovely, thank you," she said, holding a tissue. Davidson and her late husband Ken started waving to the teenagers after the couple moved into the house in 2007. Soon the students were waving back. I just liked the look of the children and they all looked in and I thought, if they're looking in, I'll wave to them, and that's how it started, Davidson said during an interview in 2014. Davidson continued the waving tradition after her husband died. By then, the high school students were visiting her at her home. In 2016, they surprised her with a school Valentine's Day assembly in her honour and decorated her house with red and pink paper hearts. Davidson, then 86, stood in her doorway and gave students hugs when they came to give her Valentine's cards. On Thursday, the teenagers counted down from 3 to blow her a group kiss. "Love you," one student said before turning to leave. Davidson waved and said bye back, sitting in a chair that had been set out for her on the front porch. "I was shocked again that there's so many kids that want to say goodbye to me," she said. Damn, I really hope the students visit her in the home. That's such a lovely thing to do, and I'm sure it meant the world to her. You know that feeling when someone throws you something and you catch it really well, like with one hand, or you save it from nearly dropping, or you caught it from a massive distance? And everyone around you lights up like, "Yo! Good catch! Nice!" I want to live in that feeling. It is so pure. Took my 6-year-old to a classmate's birthday party today. He was the only other kid there. His parents thanked me for bringing him and said he was the only one their son wanted to invite because my son's the only one in school who's nice to him. Teach your kids not to be a-holes. Not bad, kid. Not bad. If you see me looking homeless in Walmart, it's because my boyfriend has upped my confidence to its max level, and you can't convince me I don't look bomb AF in barbecue sauce stained sweatpants. I've never understood that phenomena either. For example, after a long day of editing videos, my boyfriend will come home from work and still thinks I'm pretty when I look like a deflated slug. He's the best. 2-year-old needed a $20,000 wheelchair, but his parents couldn't afford one and insurance wouldn't pay for it. So local high school robotics team got to work and built him one instead. After 1 year being a part of the Reddit community, I can only say this. Thank you for being how you are. At first, I was a little bit confused, because I was used to the Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat model, in which you could only follow, subscribe to individuals, but I quickly understood that Reddit was conceived with the concept of community in mind. This change of perspective is so subtle, yet so powerful. Now, it's not about making yourself stand out from the noise of every other user that is seeking his or her 5 seconds of fame. It's not about trying every single trick in the book and inventing new ones to make people like, or whatever, your posts. It's not about a narcissistic competition. It's about supporting the communities and understanding what makes each one of them unique. Each subreddit has its own personality and purpose, and that's what makes this platform so great. Every post is well categorized, and you know exactly what to expect when you enter in a subreddit. Some of them have rules that, even if sometimes can be a little annoying, help keep the subreddit clean, organized, and free of trolls. And this is one of the most surprising things I've noticed during this year. The value Redditors give to honesty and truth. I give thanks to everyone that has ever linked a source or the original post in the comments of a misleading post or a repost, and to all those people that provided a great explanation when it's really needed. People here care and are grateful for actual facts. On Instagram, you're bombarded by a hot mess of posts from people wanting to show everyone how great their life is and how much of a good time they're having. Here, you're able to really choose what you want to watch and you have a huge range of options, not just euphoria and partying. I have laughed, cried, felt powerless, scared, disturbed, amazed, and most importantly, proud. Proud of being part of a community in which people are willing to show their darkest and most vulnerable parts of their lives, as well as their personal victories. For all those things and more, thank you, Reddit. So that's all for r/WholesomeMemes. I really hope you did enjoy it. As always, if you do want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. My Discord, Twitter, and Patreon links are in the description. Any support is greatly appreciated. I want to give a massive thank you to my Patreons. Going forward, I'll be doing a shout out to them once a week, and they will always be thanked in my description going forward. So thank you to BackwardsDDog, Deesilsnarf, Michael Flanagan, Joseph D Owens, Jens Banning, Kate McCutcheon, Skyler A, Elizabeth Filmore, and 2 Chicks. Thank you so much for your support. Mwah. That's for you, but keep it between us, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Bye!